Welcome to Dance Studio Owner Life Coaching. I'm Ginger, a fellow studio owner and dual certified life and financial coach. I help studio owners end burnout, master their money, and overcome staffing challenges so they can run their studio with more confidence and less chaos. Today, I'm starting my series for the holiday season entitled Gifts. And in this first installment, we are talking about the gift of hope. So, in this series, we are going through short, meaningful episodes designed to give you a moment to breathe, reflect, and end the year with more intention. So, hope is such a quiet word, isn't it? It's not loud, it's not dramatic, it's definitely not flashy, but it is powerful. And for many studio owners, hope is something that gets pushed to the side, not because you don't believe in yourself, but because you've been doing so much for so long that hope feels like a luxury. You're in the day to day decisions, the teaching hours, the emails, the money worries, the staff challenges, the constant pressure to keep everything moving. And when you're living in that reality every day, hope can feel far, far away. But hope is not a pretend positivity. It's definitely not the thing sewn onto your pillows or the cute little posters for the wall. And hope isn't saying it's fine when things aren't. Hope is believing that the future can look different from the past. It's believing that change is possible. It's believing that improvement is possible. And that's even if you can't see the path yet. And the important thing to remember is that hope is a decision, not a feeling. It's the moment you say to yourself, I don't have to keep doing this way. I don't have to keep doing this the way I've always done it. When I think about it, it's very closely tied to the growth mindset. And it's also very closely tied to just what is possible. And I know, I've talked about this before in the podcast about being an example of what's possible, seeing examples of other business owners, other women who are running businesses, other people who are doing something similar to you and they are finding success. It helps to have that example because it shows us a bit of hope. And when I talk to studio owners, right, I'm hearing things where people are kind of worried about things. They're questioning their abilities. They're feeling frustrated that their staff isn't aligned with the direction they're going in or where they're growing. They're unsure what changes to make. And my friends, I say this, people who I talk to are unsure of the changes to make, but they know what to do. You see, they're using the language of "I don't know" to cover up for "I don't know how people are going to react to what I think I need to do." And I want to mention that because I know you have some things where you know exactly what you want to do, but you're afraid of how people will react. You deserve to have hope again. Hope shows up in small ways. It looks like deciding to learn something new instead of struggling alone. Hope looks like choosing clarity over chaos. Hope looks like stepping back long enough to ask yourself, what do I actually want next year to feel like? Oof. Hope looks like giving yourself permission to change what isn't working. Hope looks like believing you can lead differently, not perfectly, but differently. Hope is believing that you can change your finances around. Hope is believing that you can get out of debt. Hope is believing that that program that you have on your heart is going to be successful. Hope is saying, I'm going to be able to get that emergency fund for my studio. Hope isn't an end result, it's the beginning. So I want to invite you to reflect on these questions. What area in your life do you want to believe again? Do you want to believe that you can pay yourself more? That your staff can align with your values? That you can take time off? That money doesn't have to feel stressful? That you enjoy the winter holiday break? That your studio can run with more ease? That you can lead without losing yourself? There's no pressure to answer right away. Take a moment to think about that. Think about what is possible for you. Hope becomes real when it's connected to small, doable actions. So, I want to offer a few simple ways that you can begin rebuilding hope today. Things that don't require a full plan or a massive change. They're tiny shifts that open the door. So, first, choose one thing to stop doing. Subtraction builds hope. Let something go today. A task, an expectation, a habit, or a should. Even a small release creates space to breathe. Secondly, clarify one decision you've been avoiding. I know you've been avoiding making a decision. I just know you are. Avoidance drains your belief in yourself. Pick something small, a class, a schedule tweak, a fee, a conversation, and decide. Decision making is grounding, and that creates hope. Third, you could ask for help with one thing from a staff member, a partner, a friend, and even just using a tool, something in software, right? Hope grows when you stop carrying everything alone. Number four, you can celebrate one thing that you did well this year. Not your students, not your team, you. What's something you did well this year? Where are you proud of yourself? You see, hope strengthens when you acknowledge your own progress. And trust me, you are making progress. And then fifth, another quick tip for you is to give yourself 10 quiet minutes. 10 quiet minutes. No work, no planning, just stillness. Hope needs room to speak. If you slow down long enough, you'll hear it. If you're exhausted enough, you might find yourself in a nap. These aren't big moves that I'm talking about, my friends. They're gentle reminders that you're already capable of creating change, one small step at a time. You already have what you need inside of you to create the change that you want. As we move towards January, I know so many studio owners want a renewed sense of hope. That's why I'm going to be hosting for the first time ever Life Coach Live Week in January. It's a 5-day coaching experience designed to help you step into the new year with more confidence and direction around your leadership, your money, your staff, your summer planning, and the future that you want to create. Friends, just remember this. Hope is something you choose little by little. You deserve to carry this hope into this next chapter. Thank you for joining me for this first episode of my gift series. I will see you next week for the gift of resilience. Until next time, I wish you well.